all Risketiers. We are getting ready to start some round two practice. If I ready up in time. We are doing some round two practice tonight, and we are going to preview round two. Got some interesting breakdowns of some of the groups, some of the group stats, tell you who the toughest group, the weakest group is based off of round one scores. So real excited to show you that. We'll also do a deep dive into some of these guys we're playing here in this practice round, see where they're at in the tournament. So to hopefully prepare you really well for round two. So first off, we are in the process of just setting up our troop deploy for this match right here, this practice match right here. For those of you not familiar, semi-auto troop placement means that you place all of your troops at one time. The second to last person in the rotation gets to go first. For instance, this is magenta on this one. Going first, they've placed their troops, now red, and then so on through the system, which means as black, I will be the last player to get to place my troops. So I am looking for the best location that I'd like to go. Couple of different strategies here. Some like to use the portal as a place for it. I think I'm going to try that because my other strategy, I think I've started to adjust a little bit to try this more aggressive one to see if I can figure out how to do it as an option as I go into round two. So now we are all placing our cap. Once we get our cap and the game starts, I'm going to break down some interesting stats on round two and give you guys a full preview of what we can expect to see as we head into round two. Magenta caps also in a portal, which is interesting. I'm going to cap in this portal here in Spain, or what on this map is called Southwestern Europe. Just waiting for purple. A strategy that I use here, guys, is you've probably heard me say it before. I like to write down the cap spots at this point because I'm seeing as much of the map as I might see all game. We've got four portal caps, which is really interesting. I've not seen that many before. So Estonia and Latvia, Paris, Rome are the caps I think I can see besides me. Oh, I missed Jagel. Okay, so we've got an interesting match here. We've got 4 caps in portals, one that we can also see here, Red's cap. So this will be interesting. I have not played a practice game quite like this yet, so we'll see how this all turns out. Let's check out the opponents real quick. We got what yo-yo, an expert level player. We've got Andrew Brennan, a Grandmaster. And we've got Alcohol Parrot, who took my purple. He's a master. And we've got Aino Kalita, a Grandmaster. And we've got Matador Tilla, an intermediate player. Okay, so we're getting our troops. We're playing a game to take Southwest Europe, also what we would call Spain on most maps. I'm going to leave just a couple there to maybe convince them not to attack me there. And I go here, I'm going to fortify back to my portal and my cap at the same time. So the logic of using the portal and the cap is you get to kind of double up where you would have to keep a guard anyway. So you're keeping your guard in your portal, so it is saving you 1 territory of guard and giving you a little bit of extra power in that portal. So first time I've played this strategy against this many other portals with caps also in them, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. These guys may know way better how to do it than I am doing it, but we'll see. So a little breakdown as we go into round two. I've done a little bit of research. So in round two, we're going to have 166 groups. One of those groups has 5 competitors. All the other ones have 6, which gives us a total of 995 competitors as we head into round two, just 5 shy of 1,000. Okay, red doesn't break me there. That's great. There are 3 perfect first round games in the system, perfect 22s. There were 20 21s in the first round, so 20 people had a game just 1 point off of perfect, and there were 51 20s, and I was one of those. the top 300 players make it to the third round. After round one, 300th place is 13 points. So we're expecting somewhere around 26 or 7 points, likely getting you into round three. To break down my group, I can do that real quick. Let me show you guys here. Okay. Sorry, I'm just making sure I don't blow this and ruin these guys' practice right now. Okay, so to look at my group right here, I'm in group 75 headed into round two. I'm at 20. I've got another 20 in here. This is Case Carp, who won his first round match and had 3 bounties. This is Carlos Vizilla, and he got second in his first round match with 2 bounties. And then we've got Monkey, who finished third in his first round match with 2 bounties. Bob Baggs finished fourth with 1 bounty, and Old Row finished sixth with 0. So let me switch you back over here. So my group average score, I guess I got to play Risk real quick. Okay, so we've got Spain. No one broke us. It looks like Purple probably has that. So my strategy is to work away from portals now and just see what's out here. So this is kind of a wild strategy, but I don't think there's any caps over here. So it just gives me a chance to see it. I'm going to leave that there, give myself a little bit, and see if anyone breaks me early on in this game. Just trying to build out my second position to try to keep myself alive as you're playing these Grandmasters and Masters. You got to do that kind of stuff to try to stay alive as long as you can. So yeah, breaking down my group, we've got an average score of 14. The toughest group in the whole tournament has a average score, first round score of 16.2. And I can show you that group. It's actually group 42. So based off first round scores, group 42 has the best players, but obviously that's just based off of one round. They've only got 5 players in this round, but you can see they got a 20, an 18, an 18, a 15, and a 10. So that's a really, really tough group that those guys are playing in. The weakest group is group 101. Let's see if I can get down here fast enough. Oh, group 101. So they've got an 866222, which is pretty wild. I can show you that so you can see it real quick. You can look here. Group 101 is 866222. So including Pinal Cone, which is, I think, a Grandmaster, if I remember right. Next, after this next round, I'm going to take you guys through some of the big time players and how they are doing so far in the tournament, what their group looks like headed into round two, including Pete, who is obviously maybe one of the most famous Risk players in the world. He ended with 16 in his first round. A lot of people watched that, obviously. Okay, black breaks me. Sorry, blue breaks me, which we kind of saw coming. We've had to give up that cap, which isn't ever a good scenario. And he leaves 15 in there. So that is a tough start, I would say. Okay, so we are going to have to work a little bit on playing this game to figure out how to stay alive long enough to be able to show you guys some other stuff. If I die, I will just go through those results anyway. Okay, I am fully out there, so purple takes me out. Again, that's why you build your second position when you're playing in this kind of scenario. I'm just going to keep building out a little bit and trying to stay off the radar. Purple already knows where I'm at, so um, I think I leave it there to keep them from wanting to come hit me, maybe? I don't know. Maybe that's the wrong play. Kind of a weird start to this one, so I'm kind of in just try to stay alive mode. These are some pretty top players. Let's see how well these guys did in their first round. What, Yo-Yo. Actually, let me show you guys these other top players. So let's look at Pete's group from the Kill Pete strategy. You can see he is in group 77 up here. He's in a very tough second round group playing Friday. They've got an 18 and 18. Pete finished with 16 in his second place finish in that first round. There's also a 15 and 11 and a 2. So that is a really, really tough group that some good players are not going to be able to get out of. Going to be really interesting there. Under the Gun, which is one of our top finishers in the past few tournaments, he ended up with just 4 points in the first round, so he's going to need a really big game playing Wednesday. So just a couple days away from playing, and going to need a big score to keep moving on in the tournament. King John, another pretty big time player. Just making sure I'm still in there. King John here is also at 4 points after round one. So going to need a pretty impressive game to get through. As we were saying, you're probably going to need about 26 points to get through to round two. So going to need something pretty spectacular there to hold on. We're going to go back to wrists. Sorry, I wasn't showing you guys. I will show you those in 1 second. Trying to stay alive right now so you guys can keep watching me play Risk. I think the key is now not upsetting anybody, obviously. Keeping enough on my portal that it's not valuable enough for people to come down and kill me. Okay, let me go back. I'll show you guys these groups that I was just mentioning. All right, so this is King John's group. He plays Wednesday. He's at 4. He's going to need a really impressive round two to get back in it. Under the Gun, group 19 also only has 4, playing Wednesday. Needs a big game there. Pete is in a much better position. He is in group 77 here with 16, but look how tough that group is, an 18 and 18, a 16 and 15. Some really high first round scores that he'll be competing with. In the Bull, another big time player, finished with 8 in the first round. Gonna have a lot of work left to do to be able to get out of into round 3. We're still alive, but white built up a little bit there. So like I said, the toughest group is that group 42 that I showed you guys earlier. Their average score was 16.2 in the first round. That weakest group was an average score of 4.3. The average group score, if you're curious of things like that, like I am, the average group score was 9.79. So the average group for round 2 had a round 1 score of 9.79. There, so if you do your average of your group, you know if you're in one of the tougher groups or weaker groups, purely based off round 1 scores, which we know only one round, has very little bearing on how good a player is. It's a very small sample size that we're looking at. Okay, so once I get taken out here and die, I'm going to open up another practice game, hopefully. Because this is not going to last much longer. There it is. That was a tough one, guys. Did not go the way I planned. Maybe I was a little distracted and made a crazy move, so I'm not going to do that again. So let me just grab a quick... We'll just set up our own. Let me see if there's a practice game waiting over in Discord real quick. let's see. Maybe I can get this one fast enough. Yeah. Game is already full, so we'll just create one real quick. Do a public one. Create with our settings for round 2. So we're in Europe Advanced Capital Conquest. We are playing with blizzards, as you saw, and we are playing with semi-auto troop placement and portals, stable portals, and progressive cards. Turn timer is 60 seconds. It creates a very challenging game to keep track of your map. First off, Europe Advance is one of the biggest maps in all of Risk Online, so that's a lot of different directions and things to keep up with. When you add blizzards, it kind of breaks up that map, makes it a little easier to keep up with. But then you add portals, and that's a whole different ball game in terms of figuring out your routing and where to look for different paths for what you're trying to do in the game. I am going to hope that people join quickly, but until then, we'll take a look at a couple other big time Risk players and how they did in the first round, and where they're sitting at heading into round 2. Okay, so one of our other big time Risk players would be Finley Pope. He's got 18 after round 1. Finley has finished pretty high in the last few, or in a few of the last FFA World Championships. Finley's got 18 in the first round. Looks poised to go into round 3 with a very high score. He's the highest score in his group there in Group 144. Doesn't play until Saturday, so we got a little time before we get to see how Finley does here in his round 2 game. Tim, obviously, big time Risk player. Only finished with 2 points in round 1, so all but eliminated. Again, take something pretty special from Tim. We would guess in round 2 he doesn't play till Thursday, but Tim is in a tough spot, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Marin Brombot is in group 143. Let's scroll for a second. Maybe should have searched it. 143. Marin's down here. So Marin 2 points also in the first round. So big surprise there. His next game's Saturday, but he's got a lot of work to do to get out of round 2 here. Let's check and see if we got these spots filled. We got nothing filled. So let's look on Discord, see if we got another practice game started. If not, we'll just create our own. Okay, we got another practice game here. I'm going to grab it. I did create. I got to go back. I just messed that up, so I'm going to mess that up probably next time. All right, here we go. This practice game, we're definitely going to do better, guys. Definitely going to do better. This time we're white. I think it's because I had purple taken from me. I play with purple almost every time, so that was a tough one. Definitely the fastest I've lost in any practice game. The first time I finished last, so glad you guys got to enjoy that with me. All right, here we go. Have the option to do a portal cap. That did not go well, as you guys just saw. We would do it up in the Russian Empire, which would be kind of an interesting spot to do it. Not at the back of the map. I don't know, what do you guys think? Cap there in the Russian Empire. So again, we're in semi-auto troop placement. It starts with the second to last player in the rotation. So purple is starting us here, then it'll go red, and then through the rest of the rotation. We probably have some pretty good players here playing. Blue is Ovidos, beginner. I'd like to see that. Watch Resmi is a Grandmaster. I've got to place my troops. I think I'm going to go with a split troop placement. Something like this, because I really think I'd rather have this back of the map play here in North Africa. We'll see. I think there might be another cap here, but I have so many territories. I'm hoping that the odds are in my favor that someone won't do another cap back here, and I get to put one at the back of the map. Of course, that was not the case, and I ended up with a split. Everyone's capping over on this corner of the board. So the good news is I'm earlier in the rotation than these other guys, but there's just no way because they're all going to come at me next. I'm going to use my portal spot up here because I think that's my best chance, and sacrifice my 5 guys that are stuck down here. So everyone else saw this was a nice back of the map also. So we are going to work off of that. Green cap's up here in Finland. I'm in Moscow. Blue is up here in Iceland Northeast. And then we got Madrid. For purple, we are going to have to figure out what we want to do. I think I play it a little bit slow here. I just take a little bit maybe. Move everybody back to my cap and my portal at the same time. Let's get these other ones. So red is down here in North Africa. Yellow, they're moving too fast. Nalut is red. We're going to get to see some interesting bloodbaths depending on how long they leave my ones down here, so at least we can watch it. Robot is yellows. So yeah, I've seen every cap already in the game. We've got 3 down here in North and West Africa and Southwest Europe, all very close to each other, and forced to go through each other because we've got a back corner of the map here and a back corner here in the central Italy. Blue is in a nice spot, also in a portal up here. There shouldn't be much interest besides green over in Russia, so I'm hoping we can be buddy-buddy, and he can go west, and I can go south from here. So we'll see if that works out, if we can be friends here. I think my next play is to hope that no one cares about these central territories. Okay, so purple moves a little bit out into that portal, which is interesting. I think what I want to do is steal some troops. Depending on what red does, he may build big here. No, he's fighting hard down there. He's going to have to go through my 5 for basically no reason, which stinks. But it stinks for both of us, man. So I think I hit here in Bulgaria and Greece. I thought red might take that. We might be able to be friends here. I don't know. He keeps saying good game like he lost for some reason. Or he's telling me that I lost, which is just downright mean. Southeastern Europe is what I probably will take next turn. I think he'll be buddy with me because he doesn't want me to break him either. I'll be able to threaten to retaliate. Blue has a big bonus already. Blue's already got 12 troops at the start of their turn. So I've got 2 options. Set up down here, which is what I'm going to do. Hope that no one's mean to me. And I'm going to put this back on red's border so that he knows I can come right at him. If he wants to break me, I'll break him. But I think that mutually assured destruction will work out for the best there and keep us on the same team. Okay, so green goes south, but doesn't take a full continent that I can tell, but maybe he did. I don't know. He probably did. All right, we got purple probably still upset down here and fighting these guys. Oh, yellow's cap is still in between, sandwiched in between red and purple, and he's got really no way out besides through this portal. Purple is taking the Orient. He wants to get that bonus. That is going to spell some trouble for me. I really was hoping no one would care about this side. I think my next play is to work on taking the Russian Empire, hoping that green doesn't break me, and leaving enough on the edge so that green doesn't have incentive to take me out. Red's playing good neighbor so far. Maybe he even takes out green there. That'd be great. Huh? Don't know. He may have. We would see him come through this portal likely if he did. Okay, we don't know. You can still see the dice changing from 1 to 3 dice. Means that they're still attacking even though they're behind the fog. Okay, now we got blue. He is still working. He's got so many troops. I mean, just a huge advantage over everybody. He's already got 15 a turn. He got 12 on the first turn. I've got to work on some troop catch up here. So I'm going to work on taking the Russian Empire, hoping that I don't have to use a big guard because green's next to me. And we've got the old mutually assured destruction. So I'll fortify back here with something like that and see if green will be chill with me. He's getting a lot of troops also. I think he breaks me because he doesn't want me next to him getting all those troops. I don't know if we can continue to be buddies right here. He takes out red, which is great for me. I don't know how many locations red still is in this game. I think I've got to work south through the Orient. Even though I know there's a bunch of troops in there, I think I've still got to try to work through it. That's kind of my only hope. To stay away from green. We like that green is here and blue is here, except that green is likely going to push into us eventually instead of trying to go through blue. Purple keeps putting guys in the Orient, which is not great. But he's not putting big numbers because he's having to deal with yellow back between uh, Spain and West Africa. Okay, so purple now has the Orient. That's a lot of guys on my border. It feels like I probably need to break someone. Purple has the least ability to come back at me, I think. Red finally takes out my 5. No, he goes the other way. He goes to break green because he's mad at green. Except he doesn't break him. That would have been... Oh, he did break him here, but he doesn't break his smaller one. Doesn't break the Dinaric Alps. Breaks Eastern Europe, which is the big green one. Blue gets another insane amount of 15, which multiple people are now getting in that range. I think my only hope is to go through purple, knowing that I'm going to upset purple and probably cause him to break me up here. So I'm going to leave as many as I can. I'm going to break him. And I'm going to move my 5 down here to let purple know that I'd rather him not break me from that side. We'll see. He's going to be upset with me. He could take his 18 through me, but I don't think he will because it's just kind of suicide at this point. Green may break me just being over having me as a buddy. No. He goes at yellow, maybe going for a bounty strike. No, he goes at red. He knew red was down to the end. Green attacks red hard in that game. Keep in mind, green is your Grandmaster playing in this, so he's going to be tough. Yellow has to be down to very few troops. He may have some small little stuff up here. He had a decent piece in North Africa, but I can't imagine he has a lot left there. Green's early bounty strike was pretty impressive. I don't think I can quite match it. Trying to think through what I would have to do to accomplish something like that. Yeah, purple's going to break me. We knew that was going to happen. Let's kind of turn around his fair game there. If I want to go super aggressive, I add to this portal. I come through green and I try to take out yellow and get his 4 cards. But if I get his 4 cards, I'm really only getting 6 troops. Getting his 6 troops plus a couple bonus troops. But it seems a little over aggressive for this point in the game. I think my better move. I don't know. Do I go for it, guys? Let's be uber aggressive. What's the worst that can happen, right? The worst that can happen is he had an 18 there the whole time. So we've seen it now, and we are not interested in playing with that. So we're going to happily move back. Green takes me back out of there, so I don't get to look at it anymore. He continues not to break me, which is a very nice guy. Nice of him. Really appreciate that. All right, purple continues to build. I don't know if he's going to try to get back the Orient or just continue to take me out over here, which is fine. He's just getting some takes. He's building up big in the Orient on that border right there, which is obviously not a good scenario for me. He wants to have more troops. He's getting 11 a turn. I am getting 14 a turn. So I'm outgaining purple a little bit, but green's still the problem. Blue's got a ton of troops. Luckily, he's on the other side of green from me, so hopefully he's going to cause a little bit of havoc. I think what I do here is I build on this, and I maybe try to get greedy since I get my cards here. And I put an extra, I don't know, I guess like 6. Put an extra 2 here because he's likely going to break me from that side. I take this cap. I'm guessing green still hasn't attacked that other cap. No way to know. We're not going to do anything to upset green at this point in the game. We protect only on one border. Fortify. Move these guys back out here to maybe convince purple not to break Russia. But he's getting cards, so he's going to certainly have the troops to do it if he wants to. I think green gets tired of me here and comes and starts breaking me. We'll see. If he doesn't, he's giving me a lot more hope in this game than I have if he does come at me. Okay, green is still being good neighbors with me, and you gotta love a good neighbor. Yellow wants his cap back, maybe? I don't know. No, he pulls back off. So we're gonna hope we get to leave those yellow ones there blocking him off from coming back at me. I'm kind of sneakily holding on to that extra cap right now as a safety in case someone tries to take me out. They may not know about that. Specifically blue, and probably purple would not know that I'm down there in that capital, down in North Africa. Okay, let's see what purple does. Purple has been my biggest adversary so far. I wish he would go somewhere else, but he is clearly playing buddy-buddy with blue, between Spain and France, or between what is called Southwest Europe and Western Europe, Southwestern Europe and Western Europe on this map. They're buddy-buddy over here through the Pyrenees. And so purple is trying to find somewhere to attack where he doesn't upset blue because he knows how big blue is. Blue got 16 troops. We finally caught up to him in terms of earning troops per turn, but he started out with such a big lead early on. He got that bonus real fast. Within just a round, he had a couple bonuses set up. So the game now is to not make anybody mad at you. Keep as many people between you and the other guys as possible. I'd really like to take purple completely out of this position down here. I think that's the smartest game move I have, and to just leave a ton of guys on this portal. Because he retreated, I don't know where he moved them to. Okay, so green's here. We're going to take purple completely out of this position. We're going to move everybody back to this portal. I'm really not trying to hold. We'll see just how good of friends green wants to be with me, because that's kind of crazy for him not to break me at this point. But I'm really not trying to hold that Orient area. I was just trying to get purple out of there, and if I could hold those two portals, I'd maybe convince him not to come back at me. Yeah, so green's going to break me pretty hard here. He's tired of what I'm getting. And he loses a 7-on-1 roll, maybe? Oh no, he was going over here. Okay. So he took someone out over here in North Africa, in Tobruk. But he's down to 4 guys, which may give me the chance to clear him out of this side of the board at least this time. We're gaining a ton of troops. We'll see how nice everyone is to me here. At some point, I've got to make a move to try to go get probably yellow. And we just want purple to be nice to us and go attack anywhere else on the board besides us, even though we made him really mad. If he puts all those guys on his cap and comes at me, obviously there's nothing I can do about it. Just the way the cookie crumbles here. Or he goes at the 1 green and then breaks me from the other side. No, he just does an easy take, it looks like. He may have blue bearing down on him a little bit. I think blue was the beginner, if we looked at it earlier. Yeah, the beginner. So blue had an early troop lead, but he may be struggling now as he's getting some pressure put on him. I think the game is now taking green out of this position. He's not, that's not really breaking him to do that. So I don't think he's going to be too mad at me. And I put the rest back on this portal to maybe keep everyone out of being interested in attacking me as long as possible. Now I'm getting a ton of troops. I think they're going to break me pretty hard here soon, specifically green. I think green probably does a run through my territory at some point. But he goes to take out yellow, it looks like. If he's building there, he may be taking out yellow. I think yellow has a pretty big setup there. I don't know. Yeah, green continues to build. Green's definitely going to be a challenge. He has very few territories now, but he has a big cap and he knows what he's doing. Okay, so yellow's got a 50. He could go break somebody. I really don't want him to come break me, but he is. Let's see how hard he breaks me. Now, I didn't do anything mean to yellow, but he decided to come at me and break me harder than anybody else, so that's fine. Just seems kind of interesting of a game move here. Gives me certainly a reason to make yellow my big #1 enemy. He also opens up my big cap to fight him. I don't like that gameplay by yellow, but nobody would in that scenario. Yellow's a beginner. Purple may go take yellow out now. I don't know if purple knows how thin yellow is spread. I would love to see purple fully take him out of North Africa or West Africa. It looks like he is. I can't see all of it, but I kind of have to trust that he is, which makes my gameplay my only option is to come at yellow very hard, take him out, get his 4 cards, which will let me. I'm gonna have cards to start the turn, and then that would allow me to have cards in turn, as long as nobody else comes at me here. It's possible that purple's guarding yellow in the boot of Italy. There's no way to know, but I think I gotta take the risk. Okay, blue is going to think that he can take yellow out the rest of the way. But he's going to hit this 30 and be very sad about it. He thought yellow had less guys. Would love for him to roll into that 30, though. That'd be great. He fortifies back out, realizing that was a futile effort. I hopefully get to get the bounty here. It'd be really depressing if I don't. I don't. Okay. How much did purple guard him with? Not enough. That's why you like to be in 2 positions, lined you up for these kills, especially when you're playing with really smart players that know how to guard kills like that. I was really the only one in the position to be able to do that. I'm not in a position to be able to take out any of the 3 of these guys, so the game becomes probably just taking what I can just to get these continents back, which aren't going to matter much longer because cards are going to become the whole game. But I'm going to do that and take it for now and see if I can maybe at least scare people away from breaking me. I think green's going to come at me. I keep saying that, but I really do think he is. Okay, he doesn't. Okay, he does. Yeah, he's breaking me, but he only goes through Europe. He doesn't want to make me too mad. Purple may take away North Africa after what just happened. He is upset that he had that nice guarded kill and I was still able to go get yellow by having my placement there. Don't know if he knows if he knows how many I have left up there. Okay. Wondering how important it is to stay in those 2 spots. I really don't think I want to waste a bunch of troops doing that. I don't think I'm going to have enough troops to really take out anybody. And I have 45 extra. Yeah, so I think I go at purple hard here. And it may not be enough to take him out, but I'm going to give it the old college try. I don't know, maybe a dumb move. We'll see. Ah. And that's why you slider roll that, I guess. Oh my gosh, that was just so painful what just happened. At least I get his bounty. So if I was playing my tournament match, I'd at least get those 4 points for all that hard work. I will be taken out my next turn, obviously. Which, what are you gonna do? Okay, so it looks like I finish in third with 2 bounties. Third place in this tournament will get you 8 points. The 2 bounties get you another 6 points. Green kicks me out here. Just a really unlucky roll there. Um, so 8 plus 6 is 14. I'd be really happy getting 14 points, especially if I was playing this caliber of competition. Green's just trying to make sure he doesn't mess up here and use the wrong guys. He's going to run out of time, so he's going to kill guard me, I think. It'd be really impressive if he gets through the rest of these. Yeah, he's going to kill guard me. He messes up his kill guard, though. So blue could take me out. Blue probably hasn't figured out that I'm gettable at this point. I don't know. What do you guys think I should do? Make a run through green for fun? Is that my best chance here? Blue's definitely the weakest player. Does he make a run through green? Or is he just trying to figure out where the rest of me is at? Yeah, he's going to take out the rest of me, but I don't know that he knows where the rest of me is at. This is getting a little bit interesting. I at least have cards, so I get to have some fun here on this last turn. Oh, okay, so he does a cap run. Wow, I didn't even realize what was happening. That's funny. Blue does a cap run. He actually gets to win, which I believe that makes it to where I finish in third in a tie with green, if that's how those work. I believe that's the way that works in this system. Pretty interesting game there. Hope you guys had a good time. That is a good round 2 preview. So again, we're really looking forward to going into round 2. My match this week is on Friday in Group 75. Obviously, we can't stream the matches, so I will post it afterwards. Of course, I want to be friends with the Grandmaster. Just thank you for being so nice. And I will post it afterwards on my YouTube channel. You can check out my YouTube channel, Mitch on Risk. Check out all my games. I'll also post this there if you guys want to watch my first game where I got beaten about 5 minutes and really see what not to do. That could really help you also. I'll see you guys on the next stream. Remember, Mitch on Risk. Thanks, Riskateers. I'll see you next time.